this old town. When the church bells quit their sound, now the wind's the only prayer, blowing through the empty air. Main streets cracked from years gone by, storefront windows lost their light. That old cafe closed last spring, now the silence owns everything. The courthouse clock quit keeping time, rust runs deep on every sign. The railroad tracks don't sing no more, just weeds crawling past the old depot door. Sandy's porch still rocks at night, though she's been gone near 25. Folks swear they hear her humming low when the cold north wind begins to blow. Every empty house still holds a name, every memory burns like a flame. You can't bury yesterday, it always finds its way. God left this old town when hope got buried underground. The steeple still reaches for the sky, but no one's left to ask him why. Every road just circles back through faded dreams and railroad tracks. The echoes never make a sound since God left this old town. I walked inside that weathered church, dust settled deep upon the pews. An old guitar leaned by the wall, still missing strings, but not the truth. There was a Bible left half open, its pages worn by faithful hands. A single verse caught my eye: I'm with you wherever you stand. Closed my eyes and breathed it in, the quiet settled on my skin. Maybe heaven hadn't gone, maybe we'd stopped listening all along. The wind blew through the broken glass, like forgiveness drifting past. Some prayers don't need a crowd, they whisper soft instead of loud. God left this old town, oh, that's what people say around. But maybe grace still walks these streets, in every soul too worn to leave. The old oak still gives summer shade, the river still remembers names. Maybe hope ain't lost, it's found here in this old town. My daddy used to tell me, son, faith ain't measured by the things you've done, it's what keeps you standing when the world falls through, when there's nothing left but you. So I lit a candle by that door, like somebody had before. One small flame against the night, somehow it felt enough. God never left this old town, we just quit looking around. He's in the wind through cotton trees, in the river's endless melody. He's in the hands that still hold on, long after all the hope seems gone. Sometimes heaven don't make a sound, it simply waits in this old town. The church bell rang with the morning breeze. Though no one ever pulled the rope, I tipped my hat toward the rising sun and drove away with a little hope. 'Cause maybe God never left this old town at all. Ain't no mercy down this road, only dust where the cold wind blows. If the devil calls my name tonight, I'll keep walking till I lose the light. Left that little town at sunrise with worn-out boots and bloodshot eyes. Mama cried from the front porch swing, said, "Son, don't chase those broken dreams." The church bell rang, but I kept going, a heart too wild to settle down. Every mile stole a piece of me, but freedom ain't never been free. The river knows every cent I made, every promise that just slipped away. Still I hear those old tires sing like they're pulling me into the wind. Ain't no mercy down this road, just broken souls and heavy loads. Whiskey burns, but it don't heal scars. Can't outrun who you really are. Under every blood-red sky, I keep living, I don't ask why. If tomorrow never finds my soul, lay me where the black pines grow. Met an old man by the railroad tracks. He laughed and said, "Boy, don't look back." He wore regret beneath his smile, been chasing peace for 1,000 miles. He handed me a rusty cross, said faith gets found where hope gets lost, then disappeared into the rain like a ghost without a name. Now the moon hangs low tonight, painting silver over every fight. Every scar's another line in a story time won't leave behind. Ain't no mercy down this road, just broken souls and heavy loads. Whiskey burns, but it don't heal scars. Can't outrun who you really are. Under every blood-red sky, I keep living, I don't ask why. If tomorrow never finds my soul, lay me where the black pines grow. If I fall before the morning comes, don't carve my name in polished stone. Just let the coyotes sing me home, where the restless hearts all roam. Tell mama I still heard her prayers, even when I never answered. Every mile I walked alone led me closer to where I belong. Ain't no mercy down this road, still I carry this heavy load. The stars don't judge the things I've done, they shine the same on everyone. When my last breath meets the dawn, don't you cry because I'm gone. The wind will know where I have been and call my weary soul back in. Ain't no mercy, that's alright. I've been living with the moon all night. Dust to dust, the highway rolls. Home is waiting down this road. Midnight at Black Creek, hear the water call my name. Some roads never let you leave. Nothing's ever been the same. Black Creek late, cross that rusted county gate. Moonlight hanging cold and thin, like it knew the mess I'd been in. There wasn't no bridge made of pine, standing there against all time. Every board beneath my feet echoed stories bittersweet. A porch light flickered down the bend like it hadn't died since way back then. An old hound barked into the dark while crickets sang through the hollow park. The river drifted slow as sin, like it pulled forgotten souls within. The wind whispered through the reeds, you don't leave Black Creek. Midnight at Black Creek, where the broken and the lonely meet. Every ripple knows your past, nothing buried ever lasts. The stars fade behind the trees, the silence falls down to your knees. If your heart has lost its beat, you'll hear it at Black Creek. I found an old man casting lines with silver hair and tired eyes. He looked at me and softly smiled, like he'd known me all the while. He said, son, this creek remembers every July, every December, every promise left undone, every father, every son. And he vanished in the morning mist, like he never did exist. Only footprints in the clay, slowly washing all away. I stood there till the break of dawn, wondering where the night had gone. Some ghost haunt with chains and cries, some just live behind your eyes. Midnight at Black Creek, where the broken and the lonely meet. Every ripple knows your past, nothing buried last. The stars fade behind the trees, the silence falls down to your knees. If your heart has lost its beat, you'll hear it at Black Creek. Maybe ghosts ain't dressed in white, maybe they wear old regrets at night. Maybe every road we roam is just another way back home. The creek kept flowing toward the dawn, long after all my fear was gone. This quiet song became my own, teaching me I'm never alone. Midnight at Black Creek, where forgiveness runs so deep. The water carried off my pain like a slow and gentle rain. Now every time the night grows cold, I remember what that river told. Some roads break you just enough to teach your heart how to love. The moon still shines on Black Creek shore, but I ain't afraid anymore. If you ever lose your way, listen close to what the water says. Midnight at Black Creek, that's where I found my soul again. Got dust on my boots again. Guess this road still calls my name. Every mile feels just the same. Still I walk through the wind and rain. Sun broke slow across the plains, painted gold on weathered grain. Coffee cold in a cracked tin cup. Another dawn, another truck. Left my hometown years ago with nothing but a restless soul. I'm away from that old porch light. I disappeared into the night. Every town's another face, another bar, another place. People come and people fade, but these old roads have always stayed. The crows still circle overhead, like they're counting dreams left dead. But somewhere past that endless line, I swear I'll find what's meant for mine. Got dust on my boots again, from chasing sunsets through the wind. Every scar's another song, every goodbye made me strong. These old tires keep rolling on, long before the break of dawn. If I never find the end, this dust again. Met a widow in Arkansas. She smiled through every hidden flaw. Said some roads never let you stay, they only teach and send away. Played my guitar for a little while, saw a child with his daddy's smile. For a moment life felt right, like I'd outrun the lonely nights. But the highway whispered low, like it always seems to know. A man like me can't plant his roots when the horizon steals the truth. The stars don't care where I belong. They've watched me wander far too long. Still they shine above my head, guiding every step instead. Got dust on my boots again, from chasing sunsets through the wind. Every scar's another song, every goodbye made me strong. These old ties keep rolling on, long before the break of dawn. If I'll never find the end, I'll wear this dust again. Maybe home ain't made of wood, or fences standing where they should. Maybe home's the morning breeze rolling through the southern trees. Maybe peace ain't something found, maybe it's this open ground. Every mile I've left behind still lives somewhere inside my mind. If tomorrow calls my name, I'll saddle up and ride again, with the sunrise on the bend and dust on my boots again. That old highway hums so low, like an old friend I've always known. One more mile, one more bend, dust on my boots again. Yeah, dust on my boots again. Got dust on my boots again. The crow knows my name, calls it through the pouring rain. Every time I ride alone, It reminds me where I've roamed. I left before the sunrise came, with nothing but a borrowed name, an old leather jacket, a beat-up Ford, and a heart too restless for the Lord. The county line disappeared behind, like every promise I'd left behind. Fields of cotton turned to gray as autumn stole another day. High above an empty wire sat a crow dressed black as fire. He watched me like an old friend would, silent in the morning woods. Grandpa used to tell me, son, crows remember everyone. I laughed back then, too young to see. One had been watching me. The crow knows my name, every scar and every flame, every road I've walked alone, every place I've called my home. He don't judge the things I've done or the man I've now become. He just flies against the wind, like we both refuse to bend. I stopped beside an old grain mill, the world around me standing still. A rusted swing moved in the breeze, without a child beneath the trees. An old woman sweeping off her porch asked if I'd been there before. I smiled and softly shook my head, though something felt familiar instead. Then that crow flew overhead, circled once and turned west, like he knew a road unseen, hidden deep between the trees. The farther that I chased the sky, the more I left my past behind. Still every shadow seemed to say, you can't outrun yesterday. The crow knows my name, every loss and every shame, every prayer I couldn't speak, every night I felt too weak. He don't carry mercy or blame, he just calls me all the same, a lonely witness in the sky, watching every goodbye. Maybe that old crow ain't death, maybe he's every borrowed breath. Reminder time keeps moving on, long after all the fear is gone. Maybe every soul must roam before it truly finds a home, not in walls or county lines, but somewhere deep inside. perched above that old fence gate, watching highways fade from view, like he's waiting for us all. The crow knows my name, and somehow I finally know my own. One last ride to nowhere, just me and this midnight air. If I don't find my way back home, let the highway be my stone. Fired up that old V8 long before the break of day. Coffee black in a paper cup, didn't know where I'd end up. Left a note on the kitchen table, don't wait up if I'm not able. Some roads call a restless man long before he understands. Fields roll by beneath the dawn, radio played an old sad song. Every mile erased a year, but never washed away the fear. The wind kept whispering through the trees, like forgotten voices calling me. I couldn't tell if it was hope or just another lonely ghost. One last ride to nowhere, with a broken heart too worn to care. Every town fades in my mirror, every memory grows a little clearer. The moon rides shotgun by my side, watching every tear I hide. If the road's got one more prayer, save it for this last ride to nowhere. Stopped beside an old gas station, half asleep and out of patience. An old man leaned against the wall, said, "Son, what are you running from?" I smiled and said, "I ain't too sure." He laughed like he'd heard it before, then tipped his hat and looked away, like he'd lived my life someday. Back behind that steering wheel, silence felt a little real. Sometimes answers don't arrive until you're nowhere left to drive. Every sunset leaves its mark, painting gold across the dark. Maybe losing all I've known is how I finally make it home. One last ride to nowhere, with a heart too tight for one more prayer. These old tires sing the truth, every mile rewrites my youth. The stars don't ask me where I've been, they simply shine through thick and thin. If tomorrow meets me there, I'll still be riding somewhere. I used to think that home was found in little towns on solid ground. Now I know it's something more, a quiet peace worth searching for. Maybe heaven ain't above, maybe it's the ones we love. Maybe every winding bend leads us back to ourselves again. had taught. When my engine finally rests, lay this old hat on my chest. Tell the wind I had no fear. I found my peace somewhere out here. That old highway still rolls on, long after every traveler is gone. The sunrise waits beyond the hills, and somehow it always will. One last ride